pretty much a repeat of exactly what we're doing right now. So that one will be up to you. And once we've done that, let's just make sure we grab all of these verts and just pull them back into a flat line. Okay, so we kind of move them all over the place. So let's look at them maybe from this side, for example, and just kind of pull them into a nice straight line. And pull them out so they're on the edge there, this side of Sharky. Okay. So, yeah, something about like that works. Okay. Now, once we've done that, and we're ready to extrude this, see the shape is already there. For the fin, we just need to start using our extrude tool. Okay, so grab all of these edges around the gap here. Okay, and looks like I don't have my image plane right now, so give me just a second, I'll pull that up and we'll get going on this. Okay, so I have my image plane in place. I've got my edges selected around that gap there, and we're ready to start extruding. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go to Edit Mesh, Extrude. I'm going to hit W, which is the hotkey for the Translate tool. Okay, so we're moving this, just moving it down. All right, and then we can just scale as we go. So again, the hotkey for that is G, to just do again the last thing that you did. In this case it's extrude, so I'm just going to hit G. And we're just going to pull this down, just like that, and just scale it in. Alright, I'm going to do it again. And G again to extrude one more time here. And you know what, I'll go ahead and do it one more time after this. So G, and then I'm just going to move it again. And scale it in. Alright. Okay, so everything looks very pretty from this side. Alright, nice, beautiful fin. So let's take a look at it from the top. From the top, we just kind of got this square block coming out. So we'll also need to go ahead and move these things, alright? So let's go to our vertex mode, just grab a row of vertices, and then we can just move and scale them, okay? And again, we'll just move them and scale them. Just trying to follow our guide image here, okay? It's a pretty repetitive process, so shouldn't be too much of a problem. And of course, you'll do the same thing with the fin on the other side as well. And one more. Just move, scale. Whoop. Okay, just like that. And we did have a gap at the end, so we do need to close that gap just like we did on the tail. So what we're going to do is we're just going to grab this one edge right on the end here, okay? I'll zoom in on it a little bit so you can see it right there. We're going to come up to Edit Mesh, Extrude, use our Move tool, just move it out a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and extrude it one more time and move it. Make sure that every time that you hit that extrude key or select extrude from the menu that you immediately move, scale, rotate, do something with that area that you have just extruded, because if you don't, it will sit directly on top of the face that it was extruded from, and you'll never be able to find it again. It will cause problems, okay? So once we've got that, let's go to our merge vertex tool. We'll start connecting these to close this gap. All right. I'm going to hit Q to quit my merge vertex tool. Right. And now we've got this really nice shark fin, and there are no faces on top of faces in there. That looks really great. The last thing I'd say you might want to do is take a look at Sharky from the top here. And again, you see we've got kind of this flat line that's not really following the natural curvature of Sharky's body. So you may want to move these out a little bit to just kind of follow that natural flow. All right, so move that out. Whoop, I said the last thing, but I was wrong. Okay. Sorry. Looks like we're gonna get into a couple more little problems here. Okay, so while I was doing that, I noticed that you have got a kind of floating vertex just hanging out. So if you look at the top here, you might see this vertex right here. Okay, it's just kind of floating out there in the middle of nowhere. Doesn't seem to really belong to anything. So let's see where it's at. It's actually kind of underneath here, all right? This extra face. Another case of an extra face again, all right? So whenever we see extra faces like this, it usually means that there are more around. So it's a good idea to check nearby vertices to make sure that nothing comes popping out. No surprises, right? And try this on the other side as well, just to make sure. We do not want any extra surprises later on, okay? Okay, you might see this here as well, where we've got kind of two edges right next to each other. So we'll get rid of that too, okay? First thing we'll do is get rid of this weird extra face. So we'll grab it and delete it. Okay. So what's happening there is that we've got it's kind of a face on top of itself, all right? Now I've got this kind of gap on our shark, right? So what we can do is, well, first let's go ahead and get rid of this little vertex here, okay? I'll just get rid of that guy. And let's see, that should looks like the gap is closed, but when we actually come into our smooth preview mode, see kind of this pinching going on right here. Basically what that pinching indicates is that there's still a tear there. We just can't really see it because it's right on top of itself, okay? So let's go ahead and fix that. What we're going to do to fix that is just get rid of this face right here, okay? And we're going to just bring a new one across, all right, to just kind of bridge that gap, all right? So let's go to edge mode. We're going to do edit mesh, extrude, all right? Pull that out, pull it up a little bit so we can see it a little better. And then we're going to use that merge vertex tool and just bring those corners together. Okay. So now when we look at our smooth preview, you no longer see that pinching inwards. Okay, that kind of indicates that the gap has been closed. Alright. So our other problem is right up here, where we see we've got kind of these extra faces again. More extra faces. So let's try and close those using our merge vertex tool. We'll just bring those together. Alright. It looks like there were even two faces on top of each other there. So just make sure that you're looking at these things very closely. Looks like the problem does not continue all the way around. Alright, so let's try looking at this in our smooth preview mode again, which is just the 3 key. If you select the entire object in object mode and hit the 3 key, you can see this smooth preview, and you can just hit 1 to change it back. Alright, so this is going to kind of show us that everything looks a-okay here, that we don't have any weird extra faces. For example, on this fin that we did not fix, you can see regularly it looks fine, but as soon as we hit the 3 key, we'll see all those extra faces start to appear. Okay, so that's one way to be able to tell if you have left some faces on top of faces. Alright. So once that's done, I'd say Sharky looks pretty good. Everything looks fine. So just work on those things for the turn-in before you move on to the small details. And send it in, and that should get you going, okay? Thanks for watching, and happy modeling.